Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric, and a funny Nintendo related story has come out. Now, every once in a while, there's some kind of like fan fiction or fan art or some kind of weird fan game that comes out that really sexualizes Nintendo characters. And last year or a year or two ago, we had the Bowsette fiasco where people thought it would be interesting if you took the Toadette hat from New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe and you put it on Bowser, if it would make like a female sexy version of Bowser named Bowsette, and it just took the internet by storm. Definitely did. It even inspired like a porn parody and several different cosplays. But now, Nintendo has hit a takedown. So in the past, Nintendo's been protective of their IPs. Oftentimes when you see fan games like Zelda stuff and Mario stuff, it gets taken down with the quickness. Well, I caught myself reading a headline today, and this is going to be from Polygon. And it's interesting. It's spicy, too. Let's read it. Peach sex game. Yes, there's a Peach sex game 8 years in the making. Hit when Nintendo takedown. Now, that is a headline. Is it not? Peach's Untold Tale was inspired by hentai. So this should be great. So, lovely, innocent little Peach. Oh, in her white bridal dress. Well, unless you're playing Peach's Untold Tale. So, in 2012, a developer named Ivan Edler uploaded an erotic fan game starring Princess Peach to the internet. And believe it or not, I've never played this game. Now that it's taken down, I'm like, oh, gosh darn it. Because Peach is a peach, if you know what I mean. The hentai-inspired game Peach's Untold Tale racked up millions of views on adult websites over the years. Adler updated the game frequently, but it wasn't until 2020 that the fan-developed game drew Nintendo's ire. So this game had been kind of flying under the radar, allowed to kind of exist for a solid 8 years. And for whatever reason, in 2020, I guess Nintendo decided to get the ban hammer locked and loaded and gave it to Thor and was like, you are worthy. So as originally reported by Torrent Freak, Peach's Untold Tale was recently hit with a copyright takedown from Nintendo, so it's no longer possible to download and play the title. Instead, when you load up the former GitHub page that contained Peach's Untold Tale, you're presented with a public notice letter that reads, the copyrighted works are Nintendo's characters and audio-visual works from its Super Mario video game franchise. The DMCA notice says that Peach's Untold Tale fell beyond fair use claims, despite the creator claiming it was a porn parody that could theoretically fall under fair use. So a lot of times, parody falls into fair use, but it's real iffy if you're using actual copyrighted assets. This includes logos, thumbs, pictures, graphic design. There's a real gray area when it comes to fair use that still oftentimes gets debated in court of law. Evidently, this guy used Nintendo's assets and characters in a form that was unclear and passed through with the DMCA notice. Obviously, he's not going to be able to fight it with, the money behind Nintendo. But I have seen, porn parodies of like Pokemon, Sonic the Hedgehog, SpongeBob. Like if you go to Wood Rocket, actually, they make a lot of parodies of actual like video game characters and stuff. So despite them saying it was parody, it was given a takedown. So when it was available, the game allowed Princess Peach to have sex with and become impregnated by Super Mario enemies like the Goomba or dress up in a variety of costumes. Man, I missed out on this. You can get a pregnant Peach with a Goomba? My God. How did I not know about this until I just read this freaking this article? Footage shows Princess Peach sleeping with a number of characters, and players could choose different ways for the sexual acts to conclude. Oh man, think of the weird people. Like, I'm a neckbeard, but think of the neckbeards that might have played this game. Like, not to insult you guys, but Jesus. Sounds fun though. The last update for the game hit on April 19th when the developer told players who supported his Patreon that he would prefer to be dead than abandon the game. So this guy said he would prefer to be dead than abandon the game. So he's very passionate about it. He didn't want to stop the game, didn't want to finish it, take it down because Nintendo was asking. All the same time, Peach's Untold Tale went on an extended hiatus that was worsened by the coronavirus. With the urgent cases of COVID-19, I'm safe. Checking my schedule to continue the game. Adler wrote in 2020. His Patreon currently collects $175 a month, though Peach's Untold Tale is available for free. So this was a free fan game. He wasn't making money with it at all. He does have a Patreon for support, I guess, for his development and stuff. It is an iffy situation, of course. Like, I'm all in full support for fan stuff, fan creations, fan art. You know, it's a big community. Nintendo's a really big community, but they've taken down stuff for less than this. I've seen good Ocarina of Time fan games, Mario games like Mario Royale, where it was like 100 Marios racing on stage 1-1, all taken down for less. The fact that a sex-related game of a big Nintendo character, like probably one of the top 5 biggest Nintendo characters and franchise icons, to last for 8 years without Nintendo coming for it, that was Nintendo being overly nice for a while. I mean, it's a gray area. I don't want to say this guy deserved to be taken down. But it happens. That's to be expected, especially with a company as big as Nintendo. Is it unfortunate? Maybe. But you can actually use this situation to your advantage. If you're a developer, you make a fan game. Use the publicity to promote maybe like your Patreon or your other projects, your development company. Maybe you can get some jobs to actually develop a real game out of this situation, you know? If, granted, this was a sex game, so maybe he might not be that credible of a developer, unless there's other people in the hentai community that want him to develop games for Steam. He could make an original IP out of this, just change the characters from Mario characters to, you know, your own original type of characters and sprites. There's a lot of alternatives to doing this. You know, if Nintendo says cut it out, don't waste your finances fighting a big company like them. Just change the assets around, keep the game the same, just make it into something new, and you'll be all right. It seems like he has some support. You know, it seems like he was able to develop something that was a big hit. Even though it was free, it had several ways to download. So if there is a passionate community behind Peach's Untold Tale, I'm sure he'll be okay. Just again, Nintendo's really strict when it comes to the structure. For 8 years for that to fly by, when I've seen fan games that do a lot less and actually pay tribute and homage to quality titles, that's kind of strange. But I just wanted to talk about this. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on Nintendo taking down fan games, whether they're sex related or not? And subscribe if you haven't. We'll keep up to date on this if something new happens. Thanks a lot for watching.